This is an innovative fastening system that is literally tightened and loosened with a magnet attached to your drill. If you want to learn how to use it and how it can incorporate into your own building, keep on watching. Let's get started. The official name of this unique contraption is called Invis MX2 Magnetic Driver Sustainer Starting Kit. That's quite the mouthful, and it's from Lamello. The first item I picked up there was the magnetic driver that's the key element of this entire system, but these are the fasteners. There's a male end and a female end, and they basically just go together with the help of the magnet that is attached to your drill, which I will obviously be going into much more detail, but till then, let's go over the remaining items in the kit. There's this unique templating system that allows you to drill straight into the project itself, while also allowing easier alignment when drilling. This is the drill bit for the male and female ends of the fasteners. There's also the drill bit itself, of course, to core the holes for those fasteners. And this is a unique spring extender that will allow you to get the magnet into some tight-knit crevices if your drill is not able to fit. Now you may be asking yourself at this point, Brent, why, where, and when would I actually use a product like this? And that's exactly what I thought when I saw this at the AWFS trade show last year, but boy, I wish I did have this product on hand when I was recently installing a railing for my sister. This is a beautiful railing I did a few months back, and as you can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous. However, I am an individual that likes perfection when possible, and this certainly is a perfect application to use said fastener that is completely hidden versus having to screw in straight into the top of this handrail and then plugging it accordingly. So I picked up a kit and decided to learn a new skill set and figure out if this is a strong joint and other applications for it other than a handrail. First things first, I'm going to show you how to install this system if it was for a handrail like this. You of course have to figure out the center point of your newel post. Once you have that accounted for, you can start using the template system that comes with the kit. Now the kit also comes with these steel plugs with a unique washer in the very center of it. That means that it fits in perfectly without sliding out, and that will hold the general position of the template board in place on one or two sides of the wood. You do want to drill in a screw just to make sure that this template board doesn't go anywhere, but just keep in mind that that screw should be in a place where it's going to be hidden once the entire handrail is installed. Our drill bit sleeve screws into place and we are ready to start coring our hole for our fastener. The really nice thing about this sleeve is that it makes it so easy to drill perfectly straight into your project, and once pre-cored, you're ready to take off the template immediately and insert the female end of your fastener. But before we get to that point, let's get to the handrail itself. This is just a test run for the Invis system, so I just picked up a 2-foot section of handrail and put a 30-degree angle on it to incorporate it just as I would have done in the field if I had this product on hand. I place the railing into the vise and then use the template system to guide exactly where I want that fastener to be located. We have to install the longer male end version of the fastener on this side, which we have to be mindful of because we don't want to drill too far where we're drilling into the top surface of our railing. I did that on my first attempt, but didn't do that on my second because you are able to set the collar on your drill bit to the proper depth, so it makes it very easy to pinpoint exactly where too far is or too short is. With our hole accounted for, we can move on to the male end version of our fastener and install that as needed. Just make sure that the rim of the fastener is flush with the wood and only the screw heads are sticking out past it. We can now finally use our magnet fastening system, but this really did take a bit of time and energy to figure out how it functioned. It does say right on there that there is an open direction and a closed direction, but that also means you have to acknowledge the direction in which you're placing the magnet at, because you may be thinking that you're tightening it, but it's actually loosening it, and vice versa. Also know that the reason why we placed the female end into the newel post was because the force of the magnet driver won't reach the fastener as needed, and therefore you won't be able to tighten it properly. With it being in the smaller, thinner version of the wood, it is much more likely to work properly than not. I apply a hefty amount of wood glue to the handrail and then reinstall it with our magnet driver, making sure it's set overnight, and come back to it the next day. Let this dry overnight, and as you can see, a very strong joint. Just one of those fasteners, not even doweled, with a little bit of glue, and that is not going anywhere. To test it, we might have to get creative. In order to really put this fastening system to the test, I wanted to build a few more common potential items you could build, like a table. The Invis fastening system can be used in multiple applications, such as furniture, which of course coincides nicely with a large ample table leg, and by installing 4 Invis fasteners per table leg should make a very strong, sturdy table. We still of course incorporate the template fastening system, but we do maneuver those steel pegs into correct positions, so it's very easy to align the template very close to each corner of the table leg. With all 4 corners pre-drilled, we're now ready for our fasteners, and in this application, we are going to be installing the longer male end version at these junctions, because if you think about it, it's going to be much easier to get the magnet fastening system very close to these fasteners in comparison to if they were in the tabletop itself. For the remaining table legs, I'm only going to be installing 2 Invis fasteners, mainly because I would have run out of the fasteners if I did 4 in each one. And please keep in mind that these are just all tests, which is why I'm just using generic 4x4 lumber, but in the future, I want to build something out of this product, maybe in the very near future. Please let me know in the comment section what you would use these for and how I should potentially use them in the future as well. In terms of this tabletop, I'm just using 3/4 inch plywood and using the same setting for our guide system in all the corners of our tabletop. When it comes to aligning all the other fastener locations though, the easiest way I found was to apply a small amount of paint to the tips of 3 of the fasteners and then align them and press them down. That way we have a perfect imprint of exactly where the other 3 fasteners are located. Once pre-drilled, we can then install all of our female ends of our fasteners and move on to installing the leg itself. I ran the magnetic device around all 4 corners in a random pattern. This actually went together pretty quickly, but keep in mind that when you're running this around the entire perimeter of the leg, you do want to listen to the vibration of what's occurring once that magnet hits the fastener. Sometimes it seems like a guessing game when you're running these around the corners, but I find that as long as I hear that clicking mechanism, it means that I'm hitting the right spot, and then I can move on to the next leg because it's fully tightened. With all 4 legs fully accounted for, let's go ahead and test it out. And what better way to test it out is to just jump on it, wiggle on it, see if any of those legs come loose or feel loose. Luckily for me and for all of us, it feels extremely sturdy whether we have 2 Invis fasteners or 4. It's pretty sturdy. So I figured, in order to really test this out, see how strong this thing really is, let's hang on it. See what happens. See if I can hold my weight. Still rock solid. For my final test of the Invis fastening system, I figured we'd figure out how we would install sheet good material together. Now on their website, they do have multiple different types of sheet goods that they use and utilize to incorporate into different types of cabinetry and so forth. But in this application, I'm just going to be installing a piece of nice walnut to a separate piece of plywood. It's not going to be together long term, but it is going to give me a few reference points for an upcoming project that I have in mind for a shelf. This board is 3 feet wide and I'm using 3 Invis fasteners in this type of stretch. This side of course has to incorporate the female end because it's not thick enough to accommodate the longer male end, which you can see right here. Pretty interesting how this entire system goes together, but this is a unique system. In order to marry these 2 pieces of wood together, I first had to cut this piece of plywood down to 3 feet exactly, the same length as the one below it, along with marking out our fastener locations before we bring over our template. In this application, the set pins that are in our template don't maneuver at all between our walnut shelf to this side panel, and that's because we want to keep the same thickness and difference on the back side of the shelf, which you can see right here. It's perfectly flush on this back side, and that's because we didn't move those pins at all during the templating process. With all of our fasteners fully secured, let's test it out. And how are we going to do that? Why not hang on it? So I figured we'd test this one out just as we did the previous one. Pretty strong. Overall, I'm quite impressed with the product. I cannot believe how much weight this system can actually hold, which is truly impressive. It's unique, different. It is not the easiest system to install per se, but it works, it's functional. And I always love learning a new skill set and having a new tool. And that's what I call one beautiful, sexy beast. Now, what are we gonna build next time?